Hi Libra, my name's Chandler. Thanks for tuning in. This is your reading for the month of May 2018. I'm an intuitive, but I don't necessarily love using that term because I think everyone has intuition, and Libras especially have been really feeling it. But I just know really how to feel, and that's what I base my readings off of, or how I feel about these energies coming in. And from what I'm seeing from my tarot and what I've been feeling fairly recently, I can tell that we are really going through a transition. And I've been saying that for months, but I really truly believe it and know it now. And one of the things that I will say has been coming up very clearly for me is needing to really cleanse myself, and I've been doing that energy work from my diet mainly, but I have been doing physical exercises like yoga a lot more recently. I've been drinking a ton of water. I think the other day I drank like 1.5 gallons of water, and I've got my huge water jug that I might end up reaching for if I need it. But the reason that I say that is because I've been a little sick. And that happens energetically a lot, because what we do energetically eventually manifests itself in the physical form. So if we're cleansing, especially if we're doing chakra cleanses, which if you're interested in doing a chakra cleanse, you can follow me on Instagram at Chandler the Light. I have been doing cleanses with my followers, and last week we did a chakra cleanse. These cards are just like popping out of my hands. We did chakra cleanse, 7-day, 7 chakra cleanse, and it was really fun. And the reason that I'm bringing all of this up is because I think it caused my sickness, which means really that I did do something and that it's working, the cleanses that we're doing. Because as you know, your energy purges, you purge energy, your body has to physically manifest that somehow. So, you know, a cold here is no big deal, but I'm actually kind of happy that I saw it happen, because I just know how energy works so well now that I know that energetically I was purging. So if you've been inclined to detox recently and you know, do a cleanse or really kind of explore what it is you could do, whether it's meditating or exercising or any kind of like practice, that's definitely an intuition. That is you being in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, because the month of May really is kind of heavy hitting. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a Libra, so I take this pretty seriously, and I wouldn't be telling you this if I wouldn't appreciate someone telling me this. And I will pay special attention to this for you and myself, so that we can really ride these waves, because they are emotional waves. Okay, we're coming back into alignment with who we are, which for so long we've been out of touch with. And I wouldn't say necessarily we've been so out of touch, but we've just been going through some things, okay, that have been really clarifying what it is to be our authentic selves. And this month, we're kind of sloughing off what is so unnecessary for us to move forward. And we're doing it really boldly, but those bold moves kind of cause a ripple effect, right? And we're moving forward still, but you know, some of these moves that we're making may feel like we're taking a step back. It may feel like we're not making the right decision. However, I've gotten quite a few messages that this is absolutely on purpose, and the changes that are happening or occurring within your life this month are going to carry you pretty far. So it's important that we do it right. We're really diligent and we pay special attention. Okay, so in light of everything I've been saying, there is this card that comes out of our Spirit Oracle deck, which is Balance. And what I think this is representing, okay, not only do we have a lot of hints towards the sun, this creative passion, powerhouse energy that we've been feeling recently, there's definitely an influx in May. This is not only directing us towards career endeavors that we've been getting subtle hints or signs towards, but especially this is pointing us to emotional and intellectual balance. Because Libras, whether you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Libra, or you just know someone who is a Libra, you can probably bet that they get all in their thoughts a lot of the time. Okay, they may be over-rationalizing or intellectualizing an emotional issue. This is not something that can be thought its way out of. We need to turn to our emotions, okay? Balance. All is perfect just the way it is. Own and acknowledge every part of you, and you will find the balance you are seeking. Okay, that's been an intuition that has rang very true to me, knowing that I have been through a lot within the last 7 years of my life. I've done a lot of transitioning. But a lot of that work has been emotional, okay? And I'm not really trying to leave those emotions behind anymore. I've realized how significant and powerful they can be in my personal life, and I believe a lot of you are feeling this as well. Some of the things that we may have fallen victim to in the past may be coming back up or resurfacing for us to then really integrate and adapt within our journey, because that's what this is. We are taking those lessons with us, and it's creating this emotional balance that is beautiful. But then again, it's a shift. Okay, we're really expanding, and then as this energetic expansion and balance comes into our life, even though it is a balance that is coming into our life, everything that is not in balance has to go. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. We're playing this juggling act a little bit, but it's for this betterment of us. Okay, it's for the sake of goodness that we're doing this, that we're paying special attention. How did everyone's Mercury retrograde go? All right, that for me was kind of rough. All right, we're not out of it quite yet. It's direct, meaning that it's like, still playing its tricks. But, shadow period ends on May 5th, so right in the beginning, we should be feeling this urge, surge to move forward, okay? It will be gone. But I shut my hand in a door while we were in Mercury retrograde, and it seemed like, there was just not a lot of momentum. So that's also, like I said, it's a great time to cleanse and reflect during that time. Because what else are you going to do, Okay, so innocence and play comes up, which is really interesting. I do feel like we are getting a renewed sense of self, and this also speaks to the child self, okay? So the part of you that is in need of security and safety, consistency, a strong foundation, love, playfulness, support, joy, all of those things are going to be your reasons as to why this month. Innocence as well, very childlike card. Again, the things that we've become or maybe saw as us being a victim to, right? The situations that we can really play up in our lives and maybe hold on for a little too long, we're going to be realizing that all is good, all is just, all is exactly how it's supposed to be, and there's somebody or something watching out for us. It's this sense of security, it's this sense of innocence, it's this sense of everything is going to be all right, okay? And that's a really good thing to feel this month, okay? And as you play, you're going to realize that feeling just comes to you easier and easier, so make sure you schedule lots of playtime, okay? Daydream, color, whatever you need to do. Go to the playground with your kids, really play with them. Whatever the case may be, we're really trying to embrace this playfulness this month because it is going to be so emotionally heavy that we're really trying to lighten up the mood. And that's exactly what your angels are trying to tell you. Innocence, beloved one, everything is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or shame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. Play. Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry. We will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you can return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy. Okay, I do believe that this month we're going to be getting this influx, okay, of energy. We're going to really need to have the capacity, right, create the space around us to feel light, right? The King of Fire comes up. There may be some of you who are involved with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Scorpio, or Leo. And I'm getting a strong sense of Leo because this does look like a mane. There is a lion on the card. So those of you who are involved in a relationship with Leo, or maybe have a Leo sign within your chart, are going to be feeling this extra heavy. But right in the beginning of the month, there's going to be nonetheless a surge or influx of energy that some of us really may be wanting to take on in our careers. There might be some of you who are researching a new job. There might be some of you who are really asking the hard questions like, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? Those very inspiring questions of why we're here and what is our life's work, right? And some of us, I think especially, I've been feeling this for myself as well, that the last few years have not been that gracious in the career aspect of our lives. There's been moments, but it's been quite a struggle, and it's felt like a long time coming. But I do sense that in the month of May, it's going to feel significantly different. It's going to feel significantly more passionate, more uplifting, more playful. You're going to feel stronger, okay? And if you've been a lion hanging out with the sheep for a while, you're going to want to kind of come out of the closet in a way. And maybe this is the universe prompting you to do so. This is upright, so I feel like it's something that you want to do yourself. But those of you who are coming into circumstances that are fated, that is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, they're fated circumstances. They're meant to be. You can't fight these things. Instead, you're going to act powerful. You're going to be very strong and know that the flow or the changes that are happening within your life, you're going to be flowing with them. It's going to feel really good. It's going to be empowering in the long run, but it's a change that some of us might be questioning, reasons why. Why would this happen to me? Or maybe what do I do? Really seeking answers. Just know that no matter what you do, you're going to be on the right path. The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, and that's just based off of how you're viewing it, I think. If you really are dignified, integral, you really use your character within this situation, that will never do you wrong. You can always, change your circumstances, but you need to move with the flow now. You really need to be, consistent with what exactly you want and jump on that train as soon as you can, right? This can speak to opportunities. This can speak to definitely a career advancement. And if you question anything, just know everything will work out in time. Healing, okay? Healing comes up in reverse, clarified by Temperance and Five of Cups. So as we move through the month of May, we're going to be seeing some emotions come up, okay? Come up for review. This is for the purpose of healing, absolutely, but I feel like some of us may be avoiding it because it requires us to be really diligent, or it requires us to really pay attention, or maybe to go back to those soft spots, those feelings that we don't necessarily want to bring up, all the time. Maybe some reflection is really needed at this time. Because there are some aspects of us emotionally, and especially within our relationships, that are going to be coming up strongly in May. And astrologically, we can see this because Uranus has been in our 7th house of love and relationships since 2011. And I don't know about you, but since 2011, a lot in my life has changed. So I'm betting that it's going to change a lot of our lives, Librans, okay? So as Uranus transitions, it's going to be going into a house that supports long-term commitment, okay? Maybe shared property, shared investments, shared intimacy, things that really dive deeply into relationships and what it means to be committed, what it means to be fully present in them. This is an aspect of healing that's going to be coming up. I feel it's very connected to Uranus. We do have a few watery cards, but when Uranus is in our relationships, it brings up a sense of freedom. It can bring up a sense of restlessness as well. So depending on how aligned you are or where you are within your relationships, you're going to be feeling this one of those ways. And for those of you who feel this in kind of a restless way, knowing that there may be a decision you need to make, your best friend is going to be this Temperance card, because as it comes up, you realize that just as this Wheel of Fortune comes up underneath the King of Fire, the whole theme of this month is showing you that You don't have to make a rash decision, okay? These things are meant to be felt, not thought, and that's a huge aspect to keep in mind. You cannot think your way out of these waves this month. You have to feel your way through them. And as soon as you start thinking all is lost, or that you made a wrong decision and it's the worst outcome, know that this card, the Five of Cups, means that there's a significant but partial loss. Okay, not all is lost. What you have lost, you can regain. You can understand. But we need to feel through this. We need to be here, be present, and actually deal with what is coming up to the surface. Okay, to be healed. Okay, so there's, again, a sense that we cannot just be so dramatic, okay? Even though we are very watery, we are the wateriest of the signs, of the air signs, the Libras, there's an urgency to be very playful, okay? Be very playful. As things get heavy, lift your thoughts, lift your emotions. Try to see the good in every situation. Try to see the good in yourself. Have love and compassion. One of the goddesses that I like to call on is Kuan Yin. She is the goddess of mercy, love, and compassion. And I really have a feeling she's going to be helping us this month with these energies. So, the Seven of Water comes up in reverse, okay? And for those of you dealing with a water sign in your chart, this can be Cancer, Pisces, or what is the other water sign? I don't know. I don't take notes. I probably should, just to give me reminders as I talk. But the Seven of Water comes up, and it's a very emotional card. And what it speaks to is really being in your power. When it's in reverse, that means that there might be a loss. There might be something that you view as a loss in your life, a step in the wrong direction or backpedaling of some sorts. It's not making you feel completely empowered, like circumstances might be out of your hands, and you might be a little bit overwhelmed with the emotions that come with whatever change is occurring. Okay? The Sun comes up as a clarity card, and it says trust. Yeah, trust, because your inner child, you know, the inner child wisdom is very strong, okay? It knows where home is. And something within you is going to recognize this situation as very significant and necessary for your growth. However, and you know, ultimately you're being directed in the right way. You're being directed in the right direction, but there are some things that we need to pick up along the way, picking up pieces of ourselves, just like our Balance Oracle, Spirit Oracle card said. We need to pick up all the pieces of ourselves, okay? And the Queen of Swords really clarifies that as she is the queen of the cold. She is the queen of direct manifestations, and she's a little bit cutthroat. But it's because she's been through a lot. Yeah, she's been through a lot, and she has a lot of hurts. And this doesn't necessarily even speak to a female figure. This can speak to a male in your life, or a part of you that can be very cold and brash with your emotions at times. This card is really telling you that the best way to move forward is by picking up that cold, harsh side and admitting that that is a side of you, and that's a negative habit, or that's a part of your past, right? But not in a way that's leaving it behind anymore. We're being empowered by those thoughts. We're being empowered by those emotions this month. So as playful as we can be, we really need to reflect, and the Three of Wands clarifies even further the Seven of Water, that as we move forward, we are being guided, okay? We know this within us. We can feel it. There's a sense of urgency, and there's a sense of necessity with this card. But the Sun itself, we've seen the Sun a few times in our cards, very fiery energy, creating new balance, new direction, transitioning us, giving us momentum, giving us clarity and passion, okay, towards what it is we want. And I said earlier, we may need to dream a little bit bigger, okay? So the things that we've been settling for within ourselves, without ourselves, they're transitioning, and as they're changing, it's just going to be better clarifying where we're going. That's what the sun does. It really does direct us. It guides us. It always shines light, okay? Always shines light. Everything it sees is light. So it's a very good card, but as we go through our weaknesses, as we go through our challenges, or maybe even some issues that we've had in the past, people that we've had in the past, people that have hurt us, the Three of Wands says we are applying everything that we know, okay? There is no room for error or doubt. The Three of Wands comes up clarifying that we are manifesting something beautiful, because we are now, as soon as we do get in touch with our emotions, that really does place us in this ebb and flow. This places us in a sweet spot in order to get exactly what we need to get accomplished, done. He's really working with his craft. Is he pulling or is he pushing, right? There's this ebb and flow of energy. And when we decide we need to ebb, let's ebb. When we decide we need to flow, let's flow. But there's a time and space for everything, okay? So maybe this is, after all, signifying that it's not the time to flow. Maybe it's the time to ebb. Maybe it's the time to go within. Maybe it's the time to feel, okay? And not try to strategize our way towards, any ultimate goal. Maybe we need to take baby steps and realize that perfection is not our way, right? But instead, dignity is the way. Dignity and trust in the universe is how we're going to reap what we really want to reap within our harvest. The crone comes up in reverse, signifying that some of you may be dealing with a female, an older female, who is affecting you energetically, who may be requiring you to be a little bit more submissive. Maybe she's a little bit of a harsh female in your life. But I do believe there's a massive energetic quality to this that might not be completely manifested, or might not be as apparent as a person in your life. The crone signifies some of us who are settling, and that's been a theme so far in our reading, right? Some of us have been settling, suppressing, being stagnant, right? Not dreaming big enough, being a little lazy. Those are all aspects. And believe me, I don't want to say this, but it's important. And some of these readings are great, right? You get on YouTube, you find somebody in their corner of the internet, and you connect with what they say. And sometimes they don't necessarily say the things that are most important because they don't want to look like the bad guy. I'm not afraid of looking like the bad guy. I know it's kind of hard to listen to some of these things because as we get these cards in reversals, they really challenge our perspective. They challenge us to look within and not just without all the time. The crone symbolizes some of us who may have been settling or staying because of fear. So if you've been staying in a certain situation, or if you've been relying, being very codependent, needy even, this is the time to shine. This is the time not to make mistakes like that anymore. This is the time to leave whatever has been bothering you. And this absolutely can have a financial aspect or a career aspect within the card, thinking you deserve better, or maybe there's a challenge in front of you that is right in front of what you want. It's literally in between where you are and what you want, that you need to leave, or you need to change, right? Rebalance in order to feel strong, in order to feel empowered and wise. For some reason, the crone in reverse really speaks to this naivety of choice, okay? And because you're making a choice out of fear. So for those of you who realize a part of my healing requires me to leave, it requires me to move, it requires me to change, it requires me to adjust, and even accept, right? Some of this is just purely coming to the acceptance that what is. What happened, happened. Okay, moving forward now. Moving on. To further clarify the crone, the Ace of Swords came up with the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Swords is actually in reverse. So this can mean any decision made without proper reflection, okay, can go awry. We have so much intellectual power, right? I feel as though this is a card of self-expression For some of you really need to come out with it and speak the truth. Coming out of the closet has been another theme. And energetically, we can really dig into a situation because we want something so bad. This is actually telling us, be careful of what you want, because the comfort of something may end up not serving you quite in the long run. If we create this situation and we have a decision to make, let's really reflect before making it. The Four of Wands comes up as a further clarifier to the Ace of Wands, saying that we have so much of this potential this month that there's no reason to feel like we don't have unlimited support and don't have this community around us that really supports our ideas. They support our direction. They want us to succeed. They want to help us in our journey. They're not going to be an opposition. They're not going to be someone who stops us along our way. As we move and as we make these decisions, as we start to feel more confident in the changes that are being made, we'll realize that we should have made them a while ago. We really should have just come out with it much sooner. We really should have just said our piece. We should have made our piece much sooner than we did, but maybe fear kept us stagnant for a while, and that's okay. Everyone goes through those things. The next phase is something that's going to bleed into June, right? Energy is like water, right? It flows. It will be here much before May 1st and much after June 1st even. As we move forward, we're going to feel this transition slowly. Because it is water, it's going to come in waves. And none of these cards actually came out very abruptly. They were all very playful. They were all very light. And that's, again, a reoccurring theme. The things that we're really diving deeply into, we need to want to do it. We're not being forced to do anything. And that's why some of us will complete this transition in a beautiful way, and then some of us will be working on it for some months to come. But regardless, it's our own journey, and it's okay to own that and to deal with it as it comes, not to feel pressured to make a rash decision. You need to do this in this amount of time. I will say that there is an opportunity here. Okay, but that's because there's an energetic vortex. It's always going to be stronger when you jump on the train. As it's moving, you're going to get a little bit further than jumping on it at the last minute. You're still going to be in the back and not arrive as quick. So that's just a kind of like analogy, right? Where none of us are being pressured to do this or that this month, but the inclinations will be there, and it's up to us to decide how we move forward. So Faith comes up in reverse, the last card, and unfortunately I didn't necessarily want to end the reading on this card. It is in reverse, which kind of made me feel like, okay, we might be having some schizophrenia this month. For those of you who are resisting the changes, there's going to be something that really makes you question the kind of reality or kind of perception you have this month. There's a schizophrenic aspect to this card when it's in reverse, actually, because we're in a disillusion, or we're trying to create a reality that is separate from the real one, that is separate from God's way, or the flow of nature, the natural sense of our life's direction. So there's a bit of a caution with this card, saying towards the end of the month, there's going to be this opportunity. There's going to be this window that's open for some of us to really move forward and really take advantage of this. I will say, I do see most of us doing this. I do see most of us really taking advantage, because it's not going to be something that's easily ignored. Okay? It's going to be in your face. It's going to want you to respond. It's going to want your input. Okay? The cards that come up to follow Faith and to further clarify it being in reverse are as follows. So, the Empress, Lovers, King of Coins, and 10 of Coins. So, again, I'm glad that I spoke of Uranus being in our 7th house and how it's transitioned, okay, or is transitioning, and how it's been there since 2011. The house it's moving into is going to bring us a lot more commitment, a lot more substantial foundational structures, a lot more long-lasting, long-term situations between us and our loved ones. And it's going to really give us some space to work with. So, I will say that which is falling off this month is going to be replaced with much, much, much better, okay? Whether that's a relationship, finances, career, emotional or physical changes, anything that's happening this month, I really truly believe is kind of a blessing in disguise. The Empress, signifying that you have this beautiful feminine energy to guide you into the next cycle after this one, whether that be in June or July, it is totally up to you. But for those of you who are ending this energetic cycle, we'll be moving forward in a beautiful way, really creating and cultivating the kind of garden that you wish your life to be. And that can be an entire mixture of different colors and different hues and different smells and different herbs, anything that you can think of that you want. You're really going to be so expressionate in this next phase of your life. You're going to be much more authentic, and you're going to follow the phases of yourself, of your life, of your journey from start to finish. It's this commitment, it's this nourishment that we're getting. And I'm so happy to say that because we have been kind of out in the cold for a while. We've been really having to make some changes and adjust and be diligent and focus and work hard and, apply ourselves and keep our focus on just about everything. And it's driven us a little bit to the edge, right? We've really tried, and some of us have tried to be a little bit too perfect with it. That's turned us a little cold. Some of us have resisted some of the changes or not been strong enough, so that's really made us feel insecure. Some things that have happened, and I'm not just talking personally. I know I relate to this deeply, but for those of you who are watching, all of these aspects are always a part of your life. And it just so happens that May is a great time to pay attention to those sides of yourself because they are amplified. They are there for the taking, okay? So take advantage of those. But the Empress, a number three, really helping us know that the faith that we need to have is for good reason because things are coming to fruition, and there's a certain nourishment and satisfaction in our future. Again, we are coming into Taurus season, so I feel as though this is a very Tauran energy where it connects us to our sensuality, our sexuality, our femininity, but also to just Mother Earth. It really grounds us, okay? A lot of time, because we're such an air sign, we get pulled up into our thoughts. And if we are only air, if we get a little too high, sometimes we can feel disconnected, and there's this schizophrenic feeling towards that, a ungrounded kind of going round and round and round in our thoughts and not really accomplishing anything. So when we see this card, it really means that we're getting grounded, okay? It's becoming more realistic. It's becoming a little bit more in touch. Things are becoming a little bit more natural even. The things we're feeling are a little bit more natural. We feel more expressionate. We're more easily creative. Our creativity is flowing again. So all of these good things associated with the Empress. The Lovers comes up because I do sense that some of you are letting go of a relationship to make room for a new one. And there is somewhat of a sense of urgency, and that's more astrologically than anything, I believe. I don't necessarily see it in the cards, but I know a few of you are going to be dealing with some sense of urgency or for a window of time or something that's coming to a close. And that's because there is something coming to a close. We are at the ending of a cycle. And those of you who are wrapping up a relationship know that a soulmate is upon us, right? A soulmate is someone who is coming into your life not only to bring unity to your relationship, but unity within yourself. And this card also can signify just having clarity over our passion, over our love, having a healthy, sensual relationship with someone because we are happy and loving within ourselves. That's absolutely possible this month. So awesome opportunities coming, as we close out this cycle. King of Coins and Ten of Coins come up to further clarify faith in reverse because the things that we're letting go, if financial or if involving someone's career, know that there will either be a male Taurus energy, Taurus or Capricorn I'm getting from this energy. They could be helping you financially, or presenting you with some sort of an opportunity. It's a doorway into something very different that you have been wanting to do, that will create a lot more substantial foundational support. This is a very squared off card, so there's a lot of structure, there's a lot of balance, and you can bet that you're going to be reaping some great abundance from it. Very earthy, very empowering card. This person doesn't necessarily lend a lot of energy towards drama or feeble-mindedness. They are very concerned with the logical, the tangible, and the realistic. So they're going to be bringing you a lot of balance. So I'm really excited to see this card. So again, anyone who knows a Taurus or a Capricorn, this also can be resonating strongly with the Empress, okay? The King of Coins, the Empress, and the Lovers right there in between. I really feel like this is telling some of you that there is a strong chance or a strong option or opportunity available for a new thriving relationship, as well as financial security, abundance, and happiness. It's great. 10 of Coins comes up in the very last position because this, I believe, is signifying that something has completely closed out. Something is coming to fruition. Something is finally becoming crystal clear, and it's a time of reflection. Okay, when we see the 10 of Coins, it means that the Ace of Coins has developed. The Ace, the seed, the time of your work, the time of your beginning, the very start, has come full circle, and it is now in completion. We can see, we can reap the rewards from our hard work and effort. And regardless of whether this is community, a sense of security, family, friendship, support in general, this can also indicate that those of you who are transitioning a career or maybe moving states, this is going to be an amazing time for you. This is going to be such a good move. The opportunities are there, the finances are there, the abundance is there, the happiness is there, and it's going to be all coming together so that you can realize all the decisions you've made have been great. All of the efforts that you've made have been necessary, and all of the things that you've let go were not yours to keep. Okay, it's a really big time of reflection. I'm going to end the reading there. I hope this helped a lot of you. I know it gave me a little bit of clarity, so I'm so excited for the month of May. Hopefully I see you in June. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Instagram at Chandler the Light, and have a great May. Libra. Bye.